Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Nabil Akmal bin Halim, 1170053. Today I want to show you on how to analysis Android manifest file using the APK analyzer. Generally, APK analyzer can be found in the Play Store. It is open source and also can be used by anyone. Basically, APK analyzer will, if we go into the APK analyzer, we can analyze the apps in our phone. For me, I'm using Android phone. For example, if we start with my apps, Adidas apps that I've made. Okay, here in the APK analyzer, we have the option to see on the basic of the structure of the Android application. For introduction, I will show you on the package details, the API information, the Android flags, permissions, user and app permissions, and also application component vulnerability. So we start with the package details. So here we can see there's a general information of the apps, the application name, the version, the system, target SDK, minimum SDK, minimum version. For your information, this APK analyzer has made the experience for the user to analyze what application they are using easier than they have to go to the Android manifest XML by themselves. But but in the APK analyzer, we have the option to either use these features and also to view in the Android manifest.xml. So if we click there, okay, we can see the same information that we found before. For example, I will show you on the first thing that we have to see, which is the XML version. We can see this 1.0 encoding UTF-8, and this is using version code of 1, version name of 1, compile SDK version 30. For information, the version code is 1 for this application because this application that I have made is only the first trial, so the version code is 1. And then we can see the manifest, we can see the package, the platform builder and platform builder version. Here we can see data of the application that will be saved within the applications package name folder inside the data path. Okay, and then we can see the API information, the second line in the Android manifest XML. You can see use SDK, minimum SDK version is 16 and target SDK version is 30. Basically, some of the apps will also show the max SDK version. API label can be varied based on different Android OS versions. So this will show this application can be used in what SDK version in the OS device. We also can know the suitability for the application to be used by, for example, the latest one is Android. For example, if you can see Android Pie, Android Oreo, Nugget, Marshmallow, Lollipop, Kit Kat, and many more. If you go back here, we can see the SDK, the target SDK, the minimum SDK 16, and the minimum version is Jelly Bean 4.1. As you can see, the minimum version is 4.1, and so it can be used by the latest Android version such as Kit Kat, Lollipop, Marshmallow, Nugget, Oreo, and also Pie. And then if we go back to the Android manifest, and then you can see the application tag 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 line from above. We can see the that is what we call Android flag. In application element, different components are there to declare. In security view, we need to check the following two components. For example, backup mode, is it enabled or not, and also debug mode. For backup mode is where I show you the application tag 10 line from the above. We can see we try to check. Yes, backup, allow backup, which is true, and debug mode, true. So with the backup mode allows backup option, as the attacker can take the backup of your data as well. So stealing sensitive information from and using your application will make it vulnerable. So the backup mode, allow backup, should be set to false to prevent stealing data attack. And also debug mode will define whether the application are debuggable or not. Also, when the debug is enabled, the attacker can gather plenty of information because they can debug our apps. In staging environment, when the app is not in production state, it can be set as true, but when we want to deploy it to the final stage and execute it publicly, it should be set as false. So these apps that I have made have not been publicly available, so debuggable mode and allow backup mode can be true for this moment, but then I should change it to false because this is the critical vulnerability which leads to anyone to capture sensitive information. Okay, and then we can see the permission. If we go back here, we can see use permission. Here we can see the summary of the permission, which is access network state, internet, camera, vibrate. Okay, And also we can also so there are four critical components that are vulnerable in the application, which is activities, services, content providers, and also broadcast receiver. um Maybe this is because my apps is quite new, so the content providers and broadcast receivers are empty. And then okay, we go to the first one. uh this component, activity, service, content providers, and broadcast receivers, is critical. So we have to these components should be either private or public, either because the exported attribute in each component declaration on the manifest file defines that the component is either private or public. And then if the component is public, it can be exported to the other apps. So if the component is private, then it cannot be accessed by other apps. And this kind of export should be reviewed for all of those components, because otherwise sensitive data or information from any component or apps can be accessed from other third-party application. So for this vulnerability, okay, we should try. So I will show you on how to import APK files. Okay, for example, here I have a list of application that I have downloaded. For example, CNN News, BBC News, Mudah.my, IKEA apps, WeChat, WhatsApp Business, SoundHound for sound recognition, and also iFlix. For example, if I try to go to iFlix, I select it, OK, and the APK will load in my APK analyzer. Okay, so here we can see the basic information, the hash the encryption function in the apps. So if we go to the activities, and then so I think maybe we should go to the Android manifest. Okay, so this different from mine. Okay, if we go to the, for example, we go to the service, and as you can see, this application are using intent filter for the application to prevent app component attacks. Review the exported component, and if it's necessary, we set the permission attribute to require a certain permission for accessing component. If not, then don't export the components. Using intent filter and also exported tag is the countermeasure for the vulnerability components such as activities, services, content provider, and broadcast receiver. We can see here this application is using intent filter, but we can't seem to find the exported activity. So okay, we will try to go check other application. Okay, we can see the services, content providers, and broadcast receivers is different from mine. Okay, we can see that, for example, broadcast receiver, for this one, it is using the exported tag because it show that exported, yes. And then okay, it will also show that whether or not the broadcast receiver can receive message from sources outside its application. It will show yes if it can and no if not. If no, the only message or the broadcast receiver can receive are those sent by component or the same application or application with the same user ID. So if it's no, then accessible from the third party application are avoided. Okay, so and you can see the content provider, it is using some exported tag. Okay, but we don't see intent filter. Okay, we try to export another application. We go to my file manager where I store my Android APK. I think we should try the mudah.my APK. So we load the applications. Okay, I think we should go through for this one. Version is 10.10.0, so this application might be patched 10th version from the first version, because this mudah application generally used by Malaysians. Me too, as I'm using it. And then we can see the target SDK is 29, which is target version Android 10, which is the one of the latest Android version. And then we can see the minimum SDK is 19, which is minimum version for the Android is 4.4 KitKat. So all phones still can use this application. And then we go to the use permission. We can see the basic one in internet, network state, camera, and many more. And then the critical one is the activities, services, content providers, and broadcast receivers. So we can see here some of the activities. We should, if we somehow doubt with their activities running in background, we can check here for the activity. So in the services, maybe we should see how they handle their activities, services, broadcast provider, and also content provider. Okay, they are using some of the intent filter. We see they are using intent filter. And then some of the they are also using exported text, which is the activity tag for this one. So this apps has long lines of code. Maybe we could see the permission. Okay, we try to see the debug mode and also backup mode enable. So we see the application. Yes, this one. Center. Allow backup false. And also okay, we can see the allow backup is false. So it can be used. There are many more applications, but I don't have the time to explain every application, but I have looked into 10 application Android application, including my application. So thank you, because time is running out. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.